My name is Elizabeth. My pronouns are she, her. Welcome to my Flosstube channel. This is Savory Sewing. You can also find me on Instagram at Savory Sewing. Today is Monday, September 1st, 2025. It is Labor Day here in the US. And this is Flosstube number 52. Woot. My last Flosstube was my whip parade, which I filmed at the beginning of August, and I did not get back in August to film a follow-up about what I've been stitching, and it just occurred to me I only pulled the whips that I've stitched on in the month of August, which is fine because the last video was whip parade, so you saw everything anyway. But I haven't worked on a ton of different things here in August, which is unusual for me. I only touched 4 different projects, and I have no new starts and no finishes. So, but I got a lot of progress on those, I think, well, on some of them. So today I'm going to show you those whips. I also pulled a couple previous fully finishes just to show you for fun because I wanted to have something fun to show. I have a little bit of haul, and I have some plans for September and October. So lots of, well, I don't know if it's fun. Lots of stuff, medium amount of stuff. Anyway. It was a lovely month of October, or August, one lovely month of August. It was hot here in Oregon. My garden is going crazy. My sunflowers look fantastic. Everything else is very dry. We have gotten like no rain, and I'm very excited for fall, which will be evident from my plans, I think. So before I get started with the actual stitching, I want to show you 2 of my favorite previous finishes. So this is one of my favorites and my from Barbara Anna, who I love. This is oh, what's it called? This is Garden Dreams. This is Garden Dreams. This was a stitch along, and now you can get the full pattern. But isn't she gorgeous? I love that color, that green. I think it's 732 maybe, DMC 732. I just think she's so beautiful. And I think she's stitched on Vintage Country Mocha with all the called for DMC. And this is a modern hoopla frame. So you can see it's a hoop finish and it's tucked in here. And it's command strip to my wall normally. But isn't she gorgeous? Oh, you haven't stitched this one. This is, I think she's the prettiest. And mostly actually it's the green that gets me. It's my color palette right there. So this is one of my favorite flower. This just makes me feel like August. All right, oops. And then all the little things just fell out. I'll put her on the ground. And then this one. Oh, it's fall is coming, folks. And I think I finished this last year, and I feel like it is still my favorite season. My favorite season is the fall of the Patriarchy. And this is one of my favorite FFOs. So the pattern is a combination of 2 patterns. One, the top is from Historical Sampler Co. They do boxes, like monthly cross-stitch boxes. And that was one of them from a couple years ago. And this is 16 count, like lamb's wool Aida. It's just that. And then the called for DMC, which all came with the kit. And I just did not want to stitch the whole thing. And I think it said autumn falls. And so this part, I can't remember the designer or where I purchased this, but I'll pop it up here. That was from an Etsy seller. I think there was like something around it, and I just took the words. And then I put it, this is one of those faux bois rubber frames. And then I added this down here at the bottom to balance it out because I didn't want to stitch anymore. And it's got a bow. And this hangs on my partner's office door, which delights me and scares him. He's like, is that a threat? I'm like, yes, dear. Yes, it is. So good, right? So good. It's like delightful and snarky. So anyway, those are 2 of my favorite previous finishes. Because I don't have a ton to show you today. So let's look at the whips, what I actually did stitch. So I only worked on 4 things. And I was really trying to get this one finished, but I did not. So at the beginning of the year, I made the goal to finish 20 outstanding whips. These were older whips. Some of them ended up on my whip go board. Sorry, I'm typing my password into my tablet down here. Some of them did not because they were small enough that I didn't think they'd make it through a whole year of whip go, which, I mean, I've not kept up on whip go anyway, so maybe that was irrelevant. But anyway, this is, I'm trying to find the photo. I'll put a photo here. This is Come to the Garden by Teresa Kogut. I started this in 2022. I think this is my January 1st start in 2022. And here is where I was. I think I've got a picture of where I was at the beginning of the year. If I do, it will be here. And here is where I am now. I'm so close. So close. I got a lot done in 2024, or in 2024 and 2025 on this. I just need to finish the border here. You see, I closed the inner border, which was awesome. I just need to finish the border. I need to finish her. And then there's one more floral motif situation there. And then it's done. This is stitched on 36 count affogato, I think. Just fiber on a whim, 1/2, called 4 threads. They're a mix of DMC and overdyes. But I finished filling in most of the angel last night. She still needs a face. Need to finish that, and then the border. And the border honestly doesn't take that long. But look, and then I left a B out here. I think I'm going to try to put my initials in the year right there. So excited. I was really hoping to get this done in August, but I did not. So I'm going to put it away to focus on some other things, but I still think I can get it done this year. So good. So good. Also covered in dog hair. Sorry about that. All right. Next, I worked on this. This is called Key to Growth by Yasmin's Made with Love. And here's where I am. I think this got a few days. This is also on my 2025 Finish It This Month list. And I will pop a picture up here where I was at the beginning of the year. Gotten a decent amount done. I don't know if realistically I'm going to finish this now because this border actually is going to take forever. It's also filled in, and then there's the same version on the bottom. But I'm gonna work on this. Well, actually, I don't think I'm going to work on it for a little while, but maybe I can get it done too. I am stitching this. I think this is 40 count vintage country mocha. It's either 36 or 40. And I'm stitching it with Roxy Floss, but not the called for Roxy Floss. I really like this. All right. Next in the pile, this is from Maroomy Designs. It's called Silk Garden. I started this for, I think, Maroomy May last year, 2023. This isn't a finished goal. I just pulled it out because I wanted to stitch on things with flowers in August. And here's where I am. Sorry, I'm trying to hold it up. I'll show you back here so you can see how pretty the fabric is, and I'll show you my stitching. I'm stitching with the called for DMC, and I believe this is Mirage by Picture This Plus. Let me see if I have the sticker. Yes, that's what this is. I think the colors look really nice on it. I believe it's charted on white, but it's gonna be really pretty if ever I finish it. And then one more thing that I worked on is this. I love this. All Hallows Eve sampler by Joan Elliott. I started this, I think it'll be 2 years ago now, October 13th, with Stephanie from Frolic Knits. And here's where I am. I got a lot done this month. This also isn't a finished goal because there's a lot to do. I'm holding it back so you can see how pretty it is. On the fabric, this is Erie, 36 count linen from Forbidden Fiber Co. The floss is chalkboard from Forbidden Fiber Co. And so what I did I think I got like most of this motif down here done this month. So that little ghosty, those little folks carrying the little pumpkins, and then there's gonna be a haunted house here, and then that's repeated on this side. So I got a decent amount done. This is a really good nighttime stitch because it's all one color, and once you get some landmarks, it's actually really easy to count. And you can see there's some other colors in there. There's a gold, and then there's a little bright, a little lime green. Those are also both Forbidden Fiber Co, but I think they're both one of the kinds. I just love this. All right, those are all my whips. Not a very exciting month. I only stitched 17 out of 31 days. I feel like we did a lot of things on the weekends this month, so I didn't get a lot of stitching in on those days, and then sometimes I was just too tired. But I do have some haul. This I actually got in July, I think, but I didn't show it in my last video because it was a whip braid. But I'm in the Roxy Floss bag of the Quarter Club. No, the Evertote bag of the Quarter Club. And this was, I'll show you the whole pile so you can see all the colors. This was the second quarter's bag set. So I get the medium wedge tote. So this is the medium wedge tote this month. I don't remember what color is the, oh, it's just a white with like little leaves on the inside. It's a nice little tote. I really, really love how bright these are. And then there's just a regular sized, just project bag, same lining. And then a small pouch and a thread bed, which all of this I love. I need to put project in them, but I haven't had anything new. I haven't started anything, so they're just sitting here empty. I'm in a weird position where I have lots of empty project bags because I've been being productive about finishing things and not starting things, but that is going to change. The other thing that I got, which I'm very excited about, sometimes my local thrift store has cross-stitch magazines, and I got my hands on the Halloween issue of Just Cross Stitch from 2013 for 99 cents. This is a great issue. Unfortunately, this must be before they did like the summary page on the back with all the pictures. But let me show you some of the things. If you find this one, or if you're lucky enough to have this one, there's some good stuff and some really famous designers, or well, you know, name recognition designers. But I really like this little tree. I don't know who this is by. This is by Brianne Jackson. But I think this would be really cool on some, you know, just with some fun black floss on a fun fabric. And it's not very big. It's 106 by 88. Oh, it's kind of big, but there's not a lot of stitching. There's also, oh, I really like, hold on, I tagged these, but then I didn't. In the, you know how they always have like the little theme sections, but in the little Witches Brew section, that's a Prairie Schooler, and that's a Lizzie Kate. I want to stitch both of those. What else is in here? There's a, oh, I definitely want to stitch that. But Ghoul Tidings by Plum Street is in this issue. Not bad for 99 cents. And, oh, I 100% want to stitch this gorgeous ink circles Halloween. I love her ink Halloween ones. I haven't stitched any yet. But I like this one, and I like the one that's all, is it like creeping it through the year or something? I really want to stitch that someday. But look how good those witches are. Oh, so right up my alley. Wait till you see my marketplace haul, because I have a type. There's also, let's see, I feel like there's one. Oh, yes. I love this. This is called Starry Witch by Dames of the Needle. Elizabeth Toledo of Dames of the Needle. Isn't that great? And then there's another one. I went down a Dames of the Needle rabbit hole after I found that. And I haven't purchased anything yet, but I starred them all, or hearted them, I guess, in Etsy. But there's actually a picture. So this is a tiny little picture, but in the ad in the back, that's Moonlight Witch, which is also awesome. I'd love to stitch both of those. So anyway, for 99 cents, there's at least, when I get through all of these, someday I will have stitched. I will be very happy with this purchase. But I realized I haven't stitched anything from last year's Just Cross Stitch magazine. I'm usually a year behind on stitching out of these, but totally worth the buck I spent at St. Vinny's a couple weeks ago. First time I think I found, they often have old issues of is it Cross Stitch and Country Sampler or something like from the 90s, but and they're always $1 a magazine, but if there's nothing in it I want to stitch, I'm not going to buy it. And rarely is there anything in there that I want to stitch. So anyway, so that's all the stitching and the haul. I want to show you, a picture of what I bought at Marketplace. So I wasn't going to order anything. I always say this, I'm going to be good and not. And then I think I just was cranky and I just needed some retail therapy. And there was so much good Halloween. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I could have probably bought double what I did. But I just picked 6. That's still ridiculous, right? 6 and pre-ordered. But anyway, here's a picture. This is what I ended up ordering from Abby from Top Knot Stitcher. Witches are welcome. I think that's Primitive Needle. And then the double Toil and Trouble, that's the Proper Stitcher. The Mill Hill, that's called, I think, Monster Plant. Spells and Potions is Eric Michaels. And then I got that piece of fabric that's I think that's for, is it Forbidden Fiber Co. or is it Fiberlicious? I think it's Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers, and it's got gold flecks in it. So I could stitch probably any of those things on that. And then that Yasmin's Made with Love, the bat in the bottom corner. She released that in a Halloween box a few years ago, and I didn't have any need to buy the whole box, but I really loved that pattern then, so I'm very excited that it's now been released. Then I bought that's some floss from Pyre and Robin. Actually, I already had it sitting in my Etsy cart, waiting until I had a couple more things I wanted to order from her, and so I figured now that Top Knot Stitcher is carrying her floss, I would just buy it from Abby and save myself the shipping. And then the one on the right, I think that's Dirty Annie's, and it's something about, it says crows before bros, support your local murder. So if you can see, there's a theme, and I'm very much ready for Halloween. Oh my goodness. So I don't need to stitch any more Halloween, but I'm going to stitch all the Halloween. So my plan for September, this leads us into plans. So we ordered that stuff. It's not here yet. It won't get here I don't even know when she's going to start shipping some of it because it's all pre-ordered. And Marketplace was 10 days ago? So I'm guessing she doesn't even have everything yet. But my plan for September is to, I don't care about WhipGo right now. WhipGo, I'm not even going to show you my board. It's a disaster. I think I overdid it with the Christmas and July stitching, and so I'm just done with Christmas for a couple months, so I'm not even going to worry about all those smalls. I'm very happy with my progress, so I'm not even mad about it. But I am going to stitch Halloween for the next 2 months and probably nothing else. Fall, Halloween. Some of this will be some of this will be fallish, but I'm going to put a picture here. These are all my Halloween whips. This is not all my fall whips, but these are all my Halloween whips. The 4 that have the orange borders, my goal is to finish those in September. They're all relatively close, with the exception of Midnight Magic, which is the one that says everything is better with a little magic. That one might be a struggle just because those letters are so big. But, and then Got the Morbs is just going to be I have to stitch it when I have light. But my goal for September is to focus on those 4 and try to get them finished. And then start whatever I want, stitch all the things in October. I didn't start anything in August. I don't think I started anything. I did start some stuff in July, but I finished a bunch of smalls. So yeah, that's my plan. I have a lot of other Halloween patterns also in my stash that I'd like to start. So I think I'm going to go through and kit up a bunch of stuff over the course of this month so that I can start whatever I want whenever I want in September. I already have some things ready to go. And you saw I just purchased a whole bunch of other things. I've got this brand new magazine. I haven't even gotten the 2025 Just Cross Stitch Halloween yet. I need to find a store in town that sells that. Now that our Joann's is gone and Michael's doesn't have anything, I need to find a copy somewhere, but that's next on my list. I might wait and pick it up. I am going to the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit, which is in 11 days. I guess it's less than 2 weeks, 2 weeks from Friday. So I'll be at Acorns and Threads, and so maybe I'll just wait. Usually they have it there. And then, which means I have not stitched a small yet for the Smalls Exchange, so I need to figure that out still. The guest designers are Krista West from Avlia Designs, and oh gosh, her name just escaped me, but the Artsy Housewife is the other designer. So I'm very excited for that. I need to plan what I'm going to bring to stitch. And unfortunately, none of my Halloween stitching goals really lend themselves well, I think, to stitching at a retreat. So I might just take other things that are easy that weekend and save those for another day, because they're just gonna be hard to stitch. And then I've got to figure out if there's anything I want to bring for the brag table, because I really don't have. I might have to fully finish something so I can bring it for the brag table, but that's next weekend's problem. Yeah, so that's all I have for you today. I did put out some fall cross stitch. So this morning, I don't have very much that's straight fall. So I was going to bring out all the Halloween on September 1st, but I decided to be kind to my partner who thinks I'm insane. It's fall. We were going to go straight from 0 to 60 with the Halloween decorating. So we just got out the pumpkins and the fall stuff. We'll go full Halloween for next month. So I did do that this morning. Yeah, other than that, I don't really have anything. Hope you're all having a nice, late summer, and fall's about to get here, which I'm very excited for. I will see you, I won't see you in a few weeks because I will be at, what I just say I was going to, Pinwith. I'll try to take some nice videos and some photos of the brag table, because usually there's some really beautiful stuff. And so I'll probably see you in 3 weeks if I, keep my proverbial shit together. All right. Thanks, folks. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your month, and I will see you in a few weeks. Happy stitching. Bye.